Hello everyone, it is Tuesday the 6th of August, which means today is Technique Tuesday, of course. And today's kind of a cool day because we have a few things going on. For demonstrators, we're able to pre-order from the upcoming holiday catalogue, September to December catalogue. We were able to start ordering from that today. One of the fantastic benefits of being a demonstrator is you get to order early. So we're all waiting for our pre-orders. Also, our paper sales started today. So it's pattern paper or DSP. Some people call it designer series paper. That's what Stampin' Up call it. But most people in crafting know it as pattern paper. Same stuff, right? So that's happening today. And there's a 15% saving on your pattern paper today. There's also other cool things. If you earn bonus days vouchers last month when you were ordering, then you can redeem those this month and save some more money. So lots of cool things happening. I see we have a good crowd here. Hello, girls. Hello, everyone. I shouldn't say girls because we might have boys. I don't know, but I am aware that my audience is mostly women. But welcome everyone, no matter who you are. Looking through all the names. I'm so sorry if I don't get to your name. Hello, Margaret. How are you? We've got Suzanne and Sheila. Hello, hello. You said you haven't tried a one-sheet wonder yet. What stamp set will I use? Probably the one that matches the designer series paper I'm going to use. And as usual, I don't know exactly how the cards are going to turn out today, but I'll give you some ideas on how to use how to make the most of your paper, because one of my jobs as a demonstrator, as I see it, is to help you guys get the best value that you can from your purchases. So if you have designer series paper, and let's be honest, who doesn't, or if you have been thinking of getting some, I want to show you some really cool ways to use it to get the most out of it. And a one sheet wonder, which is what we're doing today, is one way of getting a lot out of your paper. So let me just go through and see if I've missed any questions or any comments that I need to respond to before we start. Oh, Marty, you're in Pittsburgh. Ah, there you go. I have been there once. I had a friend that was working in Pittsburgh back in 1993, and I went to visit him, and he showed me around for just, I was only there for like a day. It wasn't very long. I think I stayed overnight and then went again. But yeah, it was good fun. Actually, I can't even remember if I stayed overnight. I know I wasn't there very long. But let me see if there's any other comments that I've missed. Suzanne's also saying she hasn't tried one sheet wonders. They're a lot of fun. I did do a one sheet wonder video. Let me quickly go back and tell you. I did one back, it says it was streamed a year ago. So that was a Friday night live. I'm not sure exactly when that was. And I did another one in a global video hop. So I've done maybe 3 or 4 videos before, but never on a Technique Tuesday. So I thought for you girls who are new to my channel and haven't seen this will be something that you might find valuable. I think it's a really great way to use your paper, because let's be honest, a lot of the time our paper gets wasted, either because we don't make the most of it or we cut off bits and then think, gosh, that's a lot of paper I'm wasting, and it ends up in the bin. And that's not what you want, right? You want to you've bought the paper, you want to make the most of what you've purchased. So that's where one sheet wonders come in, and there's a lot of different designs and different ideas you can do with them, and I'm going to show you. So let me see, quickly go back to the comments before I go too far. If you don't receive, I sent a newsletter out this morning. If you don't receive my newsletters, I usually send them about once a week to keep you updated on whatever is new or what is coming up, specials, all that kind of stuff, and also throw in some of my creations in there as well to inspire you. If you don't receive that and you would like to, there's an easy way to get it. I will put, after this video, immediately after, I will put a link in the description below this YouTube video, or you can also go at any time to this address, lhiggins.blogspot.com. And when you go there, especially if you're on a computer, I think it's easier. In the top right-hand side, you'll see there's a sign up button for the email newsletter, and that's where you can join the newsletter. It's free. It doesn't matter where in the world you are, but it does help you keep abreast of what's going on. And there's nothing worse than ordering something and then finding out that it was on special last week, right? I can't always change maybe specials that sometimes Stampin' Up throws specials at us that we're not expecting. We usually get, 2 or 3 days lead time, and that's it. So when that happens, there's not much we can do except let you know as soon as we find out. But for the most part, we usually know. Like this paper sale, we've known about this one for about a week. So so there we go. What did you lose, Donna? I'm just looking to see. Lost something. I don't know what it was, but anyway. Okay. Oh, you put your order in. Fantastic. That's good news. Yeah, it was exciting this morning getting up and being able to pre-order from the new catalog. I always love that. It's so much fun. And then it's fun when your box comes with all your new goodies, right? We love that. It's pretty cool. Oh my goodness. Already, Leslie, yours has already been handed over to the transport company. That's exciting. Did you order last night or this morning? Because I know some people waited up until midnight to get their orders in after midnight. Not me. I had an early start this morning, so I went to bed and ordered first thing this morning when I got up. Oh, true. You're also watching the Olympics, Colleen. That is true. But I'm sure the Olympics, I can't hold a candle to that. I can't. I'm certainly not going to try competing with the excitement that is the Olympics. Hello, Jennifer. Nice to see you. Who else do we have? Tanya is here. Hi. Ronnie is here. We have Laurie. Hi, Laurie. And you're in Ohio. My husband lived in Ohio before he moved to Australia, before we got married. So he's been here 8.5 years now. But he was in Lima, Ohio before that. Let me have a little look. Anything else? Linda's watching from Minnesota. Oh, you've lost your vouchers, Donna. Reach out to Stampin' Up and see if there's anything they can do about it. You might be able to. They might be able to help you. I mean, if you don't ask, it's a no. So you might as well ask, right? Because that's money that you don't want to have sitting on. That you don't want to leave that money sitting on the table if you can possibly. Or if you have a demonstrator that you deal with, maybe you could reach out to her. But they would probably need to contact Stampin' Up anyway. You haven't missed. No, we're still chatting. Still chatting, Julianne. All right. Oh, and another Linda, and from Las Vegas. We have a few Lindas here today, so that's nice. It's a good name, guys. All right. So let me switch over to the desk, and we're going to talk one sheet wonders. Oh, there we go. All right. Switch over. And I'm just going to pull in the details about the paper sale because today we're playing with paper. I figured it was a good way to launch in about the paper sale if we actually use paper. And I thought, what can I do with papers? I did think about doing like paper techniques today. Maybe we do that another day. But there's a lot of different techniques you can do with paper, like emerging color, like you can emboss on paper, you can dry emboss on paper and heat emboss. You can use texture paste. You can stamp on your pattern paper. There's a lot of different things you can do. But today we're showing a way to just make the most of your pattern paper. All right. You have a sister, Linda. There you go, Leslie. All right. So these are the papers that are in the sale. So not every paper is in the sale, but the reason that the easiest way for me to tell you which ones, if they're in the annual catalogue, so not the online stuff, but in the annual catalogue and not specialty papers. Okay, specialty papers are a higher price point. So this is all the designer series papers that are on sale. Also, somebody asked me yesterday about the 6x6 in 6x6 color family paper. Those ones are not in this sale either, but all the rest are. So we've got some that are 12 by 12, like all these ones here are 12 by 12. This is a 6 by 6, the Thoughtful Journey paper, 12 by 12 for Unbounded Beauty, 12 by 12. So it tells you in the description, but the 12 by 12s are the same price as the 6 by 6 because the 6 by 6 there's 48 sheets and in the 12 by 12s there's only 12 sheets. Now, I'm not a maths person, but I can tell you that if you that there is exactly the same amount of paper in the 6 by 6 sets as there is in the 12 by 12 sets. Okay, even though there's 48 sheets, because they're 6 by 6, it works out to be the same amount of paper. But there are more designs in the 6 by 6 ones. Okay, so just good to know. This Bright and Beautiful is 6 by 6 paper, and this Full of Life is 6 by 6 paper. as is the Lily Pond Lane. Okay, now I'm telling you this because with One Sheet Wonders, I like to make them with templates, and I have shown these before. For example, this is one I did previously on a video, or actually very similar to one I did previously on a video, and I have got a 6x6 piece. I actually use the backing sheets from some of our specialty papers like the foils and so forth. Some of these come with these really thick chipboard sheets, and I like to use these for my templates. And I just make them up, and they're easy to do. You just need a ruler and texter, and knock yourself out with designing different things. Okay, so this is a pretty simple one. We've got a 3x3 square. Okay, and because I'm doing this in inches because the paper is in inches, so it's 6x6, so it's easy if I do it in half, that's exactly 3 inches across, right? Because it's 6 all the whole way, so it's 3 halfway. And I've done a 3x3 square here. I've done another 3x3 square, but this one I'm going to cut. The dotted line means I'm going to cut that in half diagonally. Here I've got a 1x5 piece, okay, and I've cut that into, I'm going to cut that into 3 1-inch squares, 1-inch strips, and then I've got one little 3x1 piece left over here. Okay, so you could probably get as creative as you like, but this template gets 4 cards out of one sheet of 6x6 paper. Okay, does that make sense to everybody what I'm talking about? If 2 packs of inserts will fit in the embellishments folder, depends on the size of the inserts. What do you mean? Do you mean the thickness? So you're talking about, should I show you my embellishment folder? Let's come back to that, and I'll answer the question straight away. So here's my embellishment folder. It's just one of our 6x8 albums, and basically what I have done is I've purchased some of the variety packs. I ended up getting 3 packs, although I only needed 2, and I guess I've got more if I need them later. But some of the bigger ones go in the 4x6 pieces, like these 2 fit in the 4x6, and then some of the little ones fit in the 3x4, that's inches, 3x4 insert pieces. And yes, you can have, if you're asking how many can you put in, yes, you can put in more than one. For example, I've got like 3, how many have I got here? 1, 2, 3, I've got about 4 of those in there. But I took the backing pieces off some of them. So I've got one there with its backing piece. Really what I should do, I mean, this one is actually open. That's why it's in here. But I'm keeping all my new ones, so the ones I haven't opened yet, in the big 6x8 insert here at the back, or the page protector. Okay, and that's fitting. This is not going to fit in any other size anyway. These ones are quite large, so that's not going to fit. You could cut it down if you wanted to fit in a 4x6, but I'm just keeping it here for now. And I've got some smaller ones there. So some of them are small enough. If they're not quite, you can just cut it down with your trimmer, okay? But I think I only had to do that on 1, maybe 2. Yeah, I ended up using 2 packs, Jody, for mine. So, and I'm only keeping current stuff. I'm not keeping retired stuff in here. The retired stuff I put aside because I don't want to be looking at that when I'm creating, because I want to be creating with new stuff for me, because I'm running it as a business. Bit different. Okay, so if you're not running this as a business and you don't care, you can put your retired stuff in here as well. Okay, so but this is working really well for me. I've it's not a perfect system. Somebody asked, do they fall out? Yeah, if I upend it, they're all going to fall out, so I'm not going to do that. But oh, hello, Linda Carver. Goodness me, we have all the Lindas here today. Yep, we'll see you tomorrow, maybe when you watch the replay. That sounds good. Yeah, 2 packets will fit, no problems. No problems at all. Yeah, okay, I understand what you mean now. All right, so I thought, because I'm looking at 6x6 ones, so I have done this one before, so I won't do that one today, because you can always go back and look at that one. And I did another one. I was just playing around here with some different, so I've cut my piece in half. I did a square that I've now cut. That's really meant to be dotted lines, because those will be cut again, although it doesn't really matter. And then this one was kind of like a funny, a rhombus kind of a shape. What do we call that? quadrilateral. That's what we'll call it. That'll do. And then this is a small piece here that we can play around and do something else with. And then we've got some here that I've cut on angles. So, you know, you really can kind of make it up as you go along. And of course, I'm not doing this today, but you can do a big one if you want to. This is a 12 by 12 one. Okay, so all you need is a ruler and a texter and a bit of creativity, and there are loads of them online. So if you go searching on Pinterest to find some, you know, they're really, really easy to find them. Okay, or you can do a search on YouTube and find others, I'm sure. So let's just do this one today. And I thought I would use my Full of Life paper today. Whoops, let me take the banner down, shall I? Sorry, Chris. Get rid of that. I think everyone's got the hang of that address by now. All right, so I'm going to pull out some paper, and I'm just deciding what paper to do. This one's very nice. We could play around with that. That would be lovely. I mean, these are all fabulous, and they all look. Another reason why I'm choosing this is they all look really, really good with basic white cardstock. All right, so they're so pretty with your basic white. Let's see, that's another really nice one. Which one shall we use? Does one of those look cool to anybody? I think they're rather nice. What do we think? Do we like it? Do we like that idea? I've also got this swipey one is really nice too. How nice are these? I love them. I'm going to go back to comments so I can see. The one on the left. So you mean this one? And then blue pink would be this one. Oh, I don't know. They're all kind of in similar colorways, aren't they? So who was the first person? The first person was Tanya, and you said the one on the left. Do you mean this one? Is that correct? Not this one. The first one I got out. Okay. All right. Let's do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my trimmer, and I'm going to look at my template. And you don't have to be exact, okay? But I have cut this in half first. So this is a 6 by 6 piece of paper, which means that we are going to be putting this. Which way will I go? It's tough. It's a tough decision. I think I'll go this way. So I'm going to go cut it exactly in half at 3 inches. So now I've got my center line cut, okay, and then this one here is going to be cut at the halfway mark again. So we're going to do this at, I'll make it this one. I'm going to go 3 inches again. All right, so now we have a pink piece and a green piece. All right, now up to you. Here's a possible choice that you could make with this. Like I said, the options are endless. So easy. Okay, you could cut this in 4 by cutting in half and half again, and that'll make 4 squares, and that would be perfect. If you like the look of a stitching around the edge, you could use your square dies, like your stylish shapes dies, to cut your 4 squares. You could do that instead if you want to. Now I'm just going to keep it really, really easy. My squares, because this is 3 inches by 3 inches, and yes, I'm going to stick with inches for now. When I did this last time, when I did one of these last time, I did it in centimeters. You can go either way, but if you want to see the centimeter versions, you can look back at the other ones I've done. So I'm going to cut this at the 1.5 inch, hang on, 1.5 inch mark, because 1.5 is half of 3, right? And we're going to have that there. And then I'm going to cut 1.5 again, and then 1.5 again. Right, so I've done my first one. I'm just going to stick that aside for a second. Now you could make your cards as you go along, or you can cut it all up first and then make your cards. Now this one is cut. This is 1 inch from here and 1 inch from here, and then a line in between. You could do that, or you could just eyeball it, which is what I'm going to do, and do a roundabout. It doesn't matter if it's not perfect. We're just going to, that's just as easy. All right, so there's the second one. Then we have, which way will I go? I think I'm going to go, this one is, let me see how, put this in so I can measure it. I'm using my trimmer, but you could use a ruler, which is probably easier. Okay, so that's 1.5, and I'm going to go that way, 1.5. And then what's left over is going to be this kind of funny shape. Okay, I've cut strips. I'm going to eyeball it again just because I can, because I don't really care. This will turn out really rather cute no matter how we do it. And then I'm going to have another one like so, and I'm going to say like that. Okay, so I'm just cutting it up as per my template. You're welcome to use my template if you like, or any others that you might find online. Okay, we've just cut up everything we need for 4 cards. Okay, so let's grab a piece of some basic white. So I'm going to fold this in half, and I've got my, this is just plain old basic white thick. All right, I'm using basic white thick cardstock, which is my preferred card base size, actually, or for preferred paper for card bases. And I'm going to do 4 of these. Probably should have done this bit before I started, shouldn't I? Didn't think of that, but anyway, I did cut up my card bases. I thought that was prepared for me. All right, grab a bone folder, and I'm just going to flatten those down. 1, 2. Yeah, you know what? I've been using it for scrapbooking, Maria, and I love this paper. It's the sort of thing that I think sometimes some papers you just have to see. You have to see them used in order to, you know, really appreciate them. Don't you think? That's what I think anyway. All right, so I'm going to start with this one with the 4 squares, and we're going to arrange them however we would like them. So I'm just going to pop this right here. Not even sure which one goes where, but it doesn't really matter. All right, so that's looking rather good. And I'm going to position these. You can put them flat, or you can put them on dimensionals. Up to you. I'm going to put mine on dimensionals, quite obviously. So another reason that you want to maybe play around with One Sheet Wonders is because it makes fast cards. And your cards end up being like beautiful, but it's quick. And you use every single, there's no paper left over. There's no wastage, all right? Why is my glass mat, oh, I know what happened. Why it's making a noise. I found this little foot, and I reckon that's the problem. My foot's come off, not my personal foot, but my glass mat foot. Yep, it has. That is why my glass mat's making a weird noise. Yay, much better. I wondered what was going on. You know what? That's rubbish. We all have creativity. I'm sorry to call you out on that one, Maria, but I do not agree. I think that everyone has creativity. Now, if you wanted to, you could put a mat under this, and that would actually look really nice. So I'm just sticking mine straight onto the white, but you could put a mat under it, like black mat. Black goes really, really nicely with this paper, with all the colors, believe it or not. It might not be your first choice, but it's just a color that goes great with everything. And I'm going to pop this right here. So I'm making them so they're all the same distance apart, like that. All right. Now we could put a, you know, that's, I'm just going to leave this for now. We're going to come back to them and add greetings and things in a moment. So we've done this one. Now I've got, let me do this guy next. Oh, I think I might have mixed up my paper. Might have mixed up my papers, and they're a similar design, but let me see what I did. That one goes together, I think. And then this one goes here, and that one goes there. Yeah, that's right. All right, so let's do our next one. This one I'm going to make it landscape, and I'm going to put these pieces here, like so, and we're going to move them into position. So once again, a little bit of a gap in between each one. And I can, if you start with the outside ones and then position the inside ones, it tends to work better. So I'm going to just glue these ones straight down. Let me grab my Tombow. I'll start with the outside and move in. So that's going to go right about there. This one's going to go right about here. And what you can do about getting them straight is if you stand up and line it up with your grid, so make sure that the two ends are on the same grid line underneath, whether you're using a mat or whether you use grid paper, either way. And because I'm using Tombow, I do get a little bit of time to move it into place. So by putting the glue behind both of these at the same time, if I position them not quite right, I've got time to move it because the glue takes a little bit to dry. So let's just put that really lightly there, and then this one really lightly here, and that's about right, I think. So let's move it into position. And if it's not absolutely perfect, it's not going to matter because this is kind of a wonky design anyway, right? So the wonky lines mean that you can kind of play around with it. Okay, that's looking good. I'll come back to that one. Then we've got this one. I haven't any idea what I'm doing with this. We could put it straight and put a, actually, I like that idea. Let's do that. And then we're going to put a greeting in between the two. Okay, we're going to move it apart, and we're going to have a greeting on an angle in the middle here. So I'm actually going to put this on dimensionals. Paper piecing is a great thing to play around with, Donna. That's a lot of fun, and you can get some really great, really creative ideas with that. Now, I have this belief that we were all created to be creative, and if you don't think so, look at kids. Okay, you can't tell any child that they aren't creative. They're all amazing. They start out, thinking that they're the most amazing drawer, and partly because people say, oh wow, your drawing is beautiful, but also because kids aren't hypercritical of their own attempts like this. They actually believe that they have something to work with. And then we get to be about, get to an age like 12, 13, and all of a sudden our work, we get hypercritical and we think we're not good enough anymore. And I just realized I did that upside down, but doesn't matter, does it? Okay, last one. Where was the other one? Just had a piece here. All right, so there's a number of things I can do with this. I'm actually just going to put this one on a couple of dimensionals right in the middle of my page. Actually, will I go portrait or landscape? I think I'll go landscape, actually. So I've got one portrait, one landscape, and one portrait. So this will be landscape. So this is a really, really fun thing to remember if you are trying to use up all your paper and use it up in a really frugal way. All right, happy with that. All right, so now I have 4 cards that I can get creative with and start doing different things. So I'm going to pull out the Friends for Life stamp set because this is the one that matches this. So first of all, let's get here. Now, before I started, I went and just cut out a whole bunch of random shapes because I wasn't sure what I was going to be using. And I'm thinking that this might be, we could put a greeting on here and it would look really nice. But then this space is empty down the bottom. So maybe we don't want to do that. Maybe we want to have something down the bottom. I love this Thinking of You stamp. I think that's really well, and it's going to fit really nicely on here, but maybe we put it onto one of the other cards maybe. And then I'm thinking I would like a bigger greeting, like something that is longer, but nothing in here. This one, the So Excited for You, is the right length, but not the right I want something a bit bigger. So I'm going to grab, there's a nice greeting. This one here that says, every thought of you makes me smile, out of the textured floral set. I'm going to use that one. And this one, I have lots and lots of pinks. So I'm thinking that I will go with, maybe we'll go with Berry Burst, which is a really dark pink. And that would be quite nice in here. And I'm going to throw this one on a block. This every thought of you makes me smile. Do you think this is too dark? Or shall we go with Petunia Pop? You know, that might be too dark. This is better, maybe. What do you think? That's what I'm doing. I'm doing Petunia Pop. Yeah, paper piecing is a great little technique. It's where you can create all kinds of things with paper. Or I'm going to put this, I'm lining it up. So the top of my stamp, I'm going to stand up so I can do the top of my stamp in line with the paper. I don't know if I got that right, but anyway. Like so. It's pretty simple, isn't it? I mean, this is a very simple project. All right. Now, I've got, all right, we also have dies, and I'm going to go to the dies in a minute, but I'm thinking this one, looking to see. Yeah, I love colouring too, Leslie. That's always good. I'm going to use my shaded spruce because there's some shaded spruce in this colouring, and I'm going to do that with my Thinking of You. And the question is going to be, do I want to put the Thinking of You here on this, which would look nice, or do I want to put it down the bottom? Because we could do that. I mean, we can pretty these up as much as we want. I'm going to throw it down the bottom. I asked you and then I just went ahead and did it. Sorry, guys. All right, so then I've got my Thinking of You. You could go and add some bling to this and call it a really simple card, or we could play around and add, you know, something else in the middle here, maybe. So we've got a couple of simple ones there. What have we got here? I'm thinking here, we don't want, if we could put something in the middle like this and then have something coming out from underneath. We could do that. That might work. What else have I got? I also cut some squares. I don't know if I want squares on this or not. I also have, I didn't use it, but I've also got, I'm thinking I might use my friend die because I think that would look rather good. So let's see. It's the Full of Life set again because the dies have the same name as the stamp set. Sorry, Friends for Life, not Full of Life, Friends for Life. And I'm thinking I will use my friend. I've got a die in here. Good, here they go. We've got, well, we have this. This would look, actually, wouldn't this look nice on here? That would look nice. So I'm just making it up, as always, as I go along, because that's what we do. And I'm thinking about having the word friend here appear on here. I think that would be rather nice. Don't we think? So what colors? I'm going to have the outline, which is the wider one, in white, and then deciding what color I will have. I could do petunia on top of the white with the word friend, or I could even pull into one of the greens. I don't know. What do you guys think? Shall I go with the pinks or will I go with the greens? While I cut that, you guys can decide. I'm just cutting out the word friend with my cut and emboss machine. So there's the friend out of the white. I'm just going to, so it's going to go right across here like this. And then what color did we decide on? Pink. Oh, okay. Leslie, you're first with pink, and Leanne said pink as well. But which pink shall I go? I'm thinking I could really choose any of the pinks. So we could go with the petunia, or I could go with more of a pinky pink, which would be, you know, like this color, because there's a little bit of that in here. But I'm wondering whether maybe one of the actual like solid pinks, like melon mambo or something like that, would look good. So this would be melon mambo. So that's really hot pink, right? You could get away with either of those. So we have the petunia pop, or we have the melon mambo. The melon mambo might be too bright. I don't know. It's only a small amount of it. Pretty in pink, said Leslie. Yeah, we could. Oh, glimmer, said. Oh, glimmer. Oh, now you're talking, Sheila. Okay, glimmer it is. All right. And I can accommodate you as well, Leslie, and do pretty in pink glimmer. How about that? So that would be this. So what do you think? Do we like that? Glimmer is always a good choice, right? You can't go wrong with glimmer. Just a tip, when I cut my glimmer, I turn it over and cut it from the back so that I am less likely to blunt my blade, because glimmer paper is a bit like sandpaper, all right? You don't want to be running your blade through that all the time. If you do it from the back, you don't have to cut through the surface as much. Well, that's my theory anyway. I think that makes sense. I'm also going to cut a leaf with this, but I'm going to do that in white. So just cutting that out. Something you do need to know when you cut specialty paper like glimmer that is only you have a particular side, you must make sure that you cut the paper from the correct side. If you cut it from the back, the word will be reversed, and you don't want to do that. Okay, so you need your glimmer paper to be facing up. All right, so I've just run this through, and I'm going to peel that off very gently. Just be gentle, and then we'll get rid of any little straggly bits that haven't fallen out. And I'm just going to use some Tombow, just a tiny, tiny little bit of Tombow here and there in some of the big spots to make it, to hold it in place. You don't need to glue the whole thing down, but you need to consider the bits that stick out the most. So the bit right there at the top, a bit right down here at the bottom, and then that's probably the most important bit, because it's likely to flap around a bit. I think that's a technical term, but that's what I'm calling it. You guys know what I mean. All right. That's probably enough. Also, if you don't put glue everywhere behind it, it's easier to handle. Right now, I just need to go along and make sure that it actually goes onto the word friend properly. So you're guiding it as you glue it down. Right. What do you think? It's pretty, isn't it? Isn't it nice? Love that. All right. Now, one of the advantages of using, you could just have the word friend. I'm actually going to go all out, and I think I'm going to use best as well. Okay. But the nice thing about putting it on a background outline is that then you have more real estate. Even though the word friend is in pink is very, very small, you have more real estate to work with. So if you want to put it on dimensionals, you can. Whereas if you weren't using that outline, you wouldn't be able to, because it would be too thin. So it's actually, then you can use mini dimensionals if you're not real sure. You will get some. Oh, excuse me. I'm so sorry. That sneeze snuck up on me. All right. I'm just using minis because they're going to fit more easily behind some of the bits and pieces. All right. And you don't need to have them everywhere. I probably could get another one here, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. Take all the backings off. Oh, thank you. Thank you, girls. I'm very blessed. I am. I'm very well aware. All right, so now we're going to, so we could put it right in the middle, or we could put it down or across. I'm actually going to have it slightly down because I'm not done. I'm going to grab a piece of basic white card. Oh, now, can you see also that there's the eye doesn't have any glimmer on it, and it was there. Let me see, but it's probably fallen out. So I can either cut another one, or I could use a dot of like a marker in the Pretty in Pink, and we could just do a dot. Or you could add a bling to that as well. So there's a few things you could do, you know. In fact, the bling's probably a really good idea. I might do that. Stick that in there. Even though I've used my marker, I'm going to use bling over the top. All right, so I'm just using a piece of basic white card here. I'm going to, oh, what color will I go? I could use Pretty in Pink again, or I could go up to, maybe, I think I'll go to Petunia, and I'm going to pull the word best out of here, and we're going to have best friend. You could also have any of the other, you could have, you know, hi, you could have thank you for being a friend, love you friend, miss you friend. You've got lots and lots of options. So happy birthday friend even. Actually, happy birthday friend would be nice. What do you think? Should I do best friend, or should I do something else? So what I was going to do is I was going to stamp the word best, cut it out, and then pop it on an angle on the card. I mean, the card is angly anyway, so it won't matter. Yes, she did. I know. Shaving cream backgrounds are fantastic. And yes, Denise did that yesterday, I think she told me. So that's pretty exciting. I also did another shaving cream. It's kind of a spin-off from the shaving cream technique that my husband and I came up with a few years back. It's called the Galaxy technique with shaving cream, and that's really cool. So I do have a video on that. If you search up Galaxy background, let me just go there and see. Put my name in and then type in Galaxy. Yeah, it's called the Shaving Cream Galaxy technique, and I did it 7 years ago, but it's had lots and lots of views. That particular video has done really well because it's quite an unusual way to use shaving cream, and how we discovered it was an absolute accident. So yeah. Well, should we do shaving cream another week maybe? I know you guys just said Denise did it, and so I don't want to I won't do it immediately because I yeah, do check it out. Yeah, if you put in Galaxy shaving cream technique, it'll come up. Okay, a gem for the eye. I agree, Ronnie. I think that's a good idea. Use the little scrap that is on your mat. On my mat. What little scrap is on my mat? I don't know. Did I get rid of it? You know, there's also a little scrap of, look, there's a little scrap of glimmer here that got left over from, I think it came out of the middle of the E. so yeah, I've got a few little scraps. All right, let me, the shaving cream has always been a fun technique. All right. How big is the happy birthday stamp? It's small, but I want a small one to go with this. I want the word friend to be the main part of the card. So, all right, let's show you the happy birthday. So I'm just going to use block B. B or C would be fine for that. And then we're just going to pop that right there. So that's how big it would be. Can you see next to the word friend how big it is? I don't mind happy birthday friend. Shall we do that? Okay. Let me grab a pair of scissors. Hello, Dimity. Nice to see you. All right. I'm just going to cut this. I'm not going to cut it straight. If you want it to be really straight, use your trimmer. But I don't care because I just want this to look kind of like I might even cut it crooked on purpose. You know, I want it to be a little haphazard looking. All right, so I'm going to pop it. I'm going to pop it in behind here. All right. Can you see what I'm doing there? If you want to, you can ink around it if that makes you happy. I might do that with my lighter color. You could, to ink around something, you can actually dab it in your ink pad. You can do that. Or you can grab a marker or even a blend. Here's a pretty in pink blend. I'll just go with the light one. And then just go around. If you're going to do this, just do it lightly. You don't want to damage your marker. Just go zipping around. And it just gives you a nice edge. If you want more of an edge, you could use a sponge dauber or something like that. All right, so all right. So I'm actually just going to glue that straight on. I know we've been talking about doing a few things lately. Bows is another one that's come up. People have asked for bows, and yes, we will do those at some point. Actually, I have one I prepared earlier because I went to use this on the weekend and I got told not to use a bow. Remember that? And you guys said no bows. I've got one left over, so I'm going to put that on here because it's still sitting here unused, so I don't even have to tie it. All right, and then we're going to need bling, of course. All right, so now we have, that's 3 cards we have, and then we have the last one. I did cut out this little guy. I'm just going to take this off here. There we go. I mean, who would think that you could make a card with a little square of paper like this, right? Really? But you can. You absolutely can. So I was going to put a greeting on there, but I'm not. I'm going to put the little leaf. A mat around here would have looked good, but I didn't even think of that when I put it on here. We're just going to, it's just going to be super simple. I'm using the wrong Tombow. That one needs to go into the bin. Yes, I go through a lot of Tombow. Come on, out you come. And I'm just going to, once again, I just want this to be held down. So I'm just going to apply it here and there. I'm not going to put it everywhere, but you do want to put it on like any bits that might flap around. So the outside edges of your leaves would be good to do. And then maybe a little bit in the middle. I just noticed that we are crooked. Sorry about that. All right, so I'm going to have that going over this like so. And then I'm thinking we do want a long, thin greeting. So I'm going to put this So Excited for You, which would be a nice, simple little card to send to somebody in, I don't know, not sure when you would send this card. I'm going to make sure it goes straight on the block. So a long, skinny stamp like this poses a problem. You need to actually line it up on a grid or something like that and then pick it up as straight as you can. And I'm going to go pretty, sorry, what's this stuff? Petunia Pop. All right, and I'm just going to pop that right over here. Lining it up on the grid just to make it easier. Like so. And then we're going to need some bling, right? Got lots of bling options that will go with these, but the ones that are meant to go with this paper are the iridescent gems, these little guys, and these will look really nice for some of those, and I might pick out a couple of different ones as well for a couple of them. But we've got 1, 2, and then where did I put the other 2? Here they are, 3 and 4. All right, now I feel like a couple of these need, like this probably needs something. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, we could keep it really simple. It needs bling, but I'm wondering if it needs something else, like maybe a little bit of a bit of glimmer would be nice. I'm looking at this leaf and just thinking this leaf is so pretty. It cuts out really, really nice shapes, and maybe a leaf in the middle there would be nice. We've also got a heart in this set, that so we could put a heart on here if we wanted to. which would actually be quite nice. We've also got this one. I think is fine. I'm happy with this just as it is, but I am going to put a bit of I'm going to put, let's use the point of my scissors to do this. I'm going to use a big one. I'm going to use a big one down here. I'm going to use a little one on top of the eye, because remember we said we're going to do that. And then I'm thinking maybe another larger one over this side. All right, happy with that. That's a finished card. All right. Oh, I'm missing some comments. I just realized I wasn't seeing them all. You like the heart, guys, do you? All right. You know why they're simple and beautiful? Because the paper, all those bright colors look so good with white, okay? And we're just going with, this is one sheet of 6x6 paper, and you can see how many fantastic ideas. Now, we could do another leaf here. That would look really lovely. And you could use pretty peacock glimmer, would look really nice with that. But I'm thinking maybe a white heart. So I'm going to cut that out, and I'm also going to cut the outside out so that we have the heart ready to go. So give me a second while I cut that. Right, so almost there. Yep. You can cut the heart all together in one pass, but I like to do it in two passes, like to cut the inside and then cut around it, or cut the outside and then do the inside. It doesn't really matter which order you do it. But so you can see it cuts out the little tiny heart, but I'm not using that. I just wanted to cut out the shape of the heart with that piece. And I'm going to use my scissors and just cut this off so it's in line. And I'm just going to push out my pieces, and we're going to have that right there like that. And I feel like maybe some darker gems on this one would be good. So once again, it's not really big enough here at the back to add dimensionals behind, even the small ones. So instead I'm going to use just some Tombow. And then we're nearly done, and we've made 4 cards today instead of 1 or 2. And I hope this has inspired you to grab a template, whether it's your own creation or somebody else's, and use up your paper in this way, because I just think it's such a cool way to make really good use of your paper. And it's satisfying, you know, it's satisfying to know that you used every single little piece of it and you didn't waste any at all. All right, I think that's looking good. Has anyone seen the Haunted House Kit? I've seen it on a video, but I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it in real life yet. I'm not a Halloween person. I don't do Halloween at all, but I'm actually got an idea for that house that I think might work, even if it's not a Halloween theme. Now I'm thinking, what will I use? I could use gold on here. I don't have any shaded spruce bling. I do have, don't think those are right. Those are more garden green, and shaded spruce is the color that is there. I could add, I mean, we could probably get away with some summer splash. That might look rather good, or even shaded spruce. One of those colors would look nice. Those are in colors. They don't actually really match, but they will go. And I also have, of course, my beautiful metallic gems. We could do the gold ones. I think those would look nice. So I don't know, guys. What do you think would be the bling of choice? I never did either, Sheila, growing up. I was actually taught that it was something very bad, but my husband is American, and it's more that for him it brings back childhood memories of, you know, the community getting together and stuff like that. So for him, he grew up with very different connotations of Halloween. Metallic, says Sheila. Peacock, says Leslie. I could probably get away with peacock. I've got some of those, you know, the glittery ones, these ones. So they would kind of go, and they've got a bit of gold glitter in the middle. So maybe. Metallic gold, says Tanya. So most people seem to be saying metallics. All right, so the metallics are easy. I mean, they go with everything, right? So I hardly have any left. I've just ordered more because I used them all up for craft along last month. Okay, there's a gold, and then I'm going to use 2 little gold ones. So I'm going to have one over here and one kind of in the middle, like that. This one I think needs some sort of pink thing going on. And we do have some pink options. I have Melon Mambo, but I'm thinking maybe these little guys. I think these would be nice. Stay with the pink theme. So these are, I'm not sure if these are Berry Bliss. Berry Burst, I mean. And as you can see, I usually put 3 on a card. Very simple, this card. Really simple. We could add a bow, but I don't intend to. And then this one. This one needs, probably I'm going to go back to these. I think that would be nice with this. And a bit of glitter paper in a line under there would be really nice as well. I might add that at some point later. But for today, I'll just keep this very, very simple. Actually, I might pop that over here. And a couple of little ones up the top. So there you go. We've just done 4 really, really, really simple cards today. But I love simple cards with simple, like just with white or with very simple neutrals. So let's get some things out of the way. I had some, because I wasn't sure which ones I was going to use, I had some circles and things left over, but I'm sure they'll be very useful for another time. Let me pop those there. There we go. There's our cards today, guys. What do you think? So did everyone get the idea? Yeah, the simple pink with the white greenery is actually really pretty, isn't it? And I noticed I got a smudge on that. I hate it when that happens. So guess what we do? We move our bling to cover the smudge. There we go. Now there's no more smudge. All right. So how do we go? What do you think of these? Simple and effective. Okay. So this is the one. Oh, this is not the one. Oh, is it the one? Yeah, this is the one I used today. Okay. So that was this one. And then we've got the 4 squares, which is this one. This one is just these 2 pieces. And then this piece chopped up, hickledy-pickledy, is kind of here. And then, you know, but then this time, this is the last one I did. If you go looking, you will find another time that I did this one. So, but if you want more templates and more ideas of how you could cut up your paper to get all of the use out of it, then my suggestion would be head to Pinterest. Or even on YouTube, you'll be able to, with One Sheet Wonder, you'll be able to get some great templates. But I think the best templates are probably on Pinterest. That's okay. No problems at all, Gina. That's absolutely fine. Look, I hope that everybody had a really lovely time today. If you have seen anything and you would like to purchase any of the things I've used today, you're very welcome to. My details will be, after this video, I will be posting all the details immediately below the YouTube video. So everything's available for purchase unless otherwise specified. So I hope you have a lovely week. I will be back on Friday evening with another live video for you all. If you have any questions, please reach out and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks, guys. Bye-bye.